Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold is a game from Rock, Paper, Scissors Games and Passport Game Studio, and I have a thread on my shirt. Let's tuck that in because that looks crazy. And it plays 3 to 5 players in about 60 to 90 minutes. You're probably going to be hitting up to 90 minutes. It's a fairly long game just from all the stuff that you have to do each round. And what you're doing in this is you're taking on a role of miners, so like 49ers, all that kind of thing. San Francisco, you know, the gold rush. You're trying to get to these different mines to collect gold and maybe some gemstones. Each mine has a separate gemstone. But in this, you need to be careful because if you collect too much gold from one mine, it's clearly not real. So you just wasted a lot of time collecting fool's gold. So you're trying to spread out how much you're finding at every mine. So when you get to the end of the game, you're going to discard the one you had the most gold from, and you don't want to have one that has 15 and one that has 3 because you just wasted a lot of time getting that 15 for no points. It's effectively a worker placement game, kind of. You're taking these little miners out, you're putting them on the board, and you're going to multiply the dice times the miners to determine how many cards are going to get flipped, and then based on highest priority, you're going to take some cards. That's effectively the game. But let's just go down to the table. We can see how it works, and you can just forget everything that I said about it previously because you can see for yourself. All right, so here's a game of Fool's Gold, all set up for 3 players. To set this up, you're going to put the board in the middle. You're going to take the 10 prospecting dice, put them in the middle. Shuffle each of the appropriate decks, so hills, lake, river, mountains, forest. Put them on the appropriate spot. They're clearly labeled. And you're going to give each player, depending on the number of players, a player screen, which I'm not going to show you, but this is super important, and I'll explain why later. But they're each going to get a player screen. In a 3-player game, you're going to get 4 miners to start, 6 coins. Then you're going to put one of each of your other miners on the appropriate spaces, so the following year, so 50, 51, 52, 53. And there's also going to be 1 coin for each player at those spaces as well. Then whoever has the most gold teeth gets first player. I randomly assigned it because I don't have any gold teeth, and I think that's silly, but it's thematic. So blue will be first player. They'll get the pickaxe. Now, what you're trying to do here is we're going to be prospecting and mining to try to collect gold and different types of gemstones at these mines. And the way that that works is you're going to take one of 4 actions on your turn. So let's look at the player board. That's where the player board comes in a little bit handy. So the player board is going to show you what happens on prospecting phase and then what happens on mining phase. So once we dive into that, I'll explain those actions a little bit more. So the first thing that happens is we roll. Whoever the first player is rolls the dice. Then you're going to put the dice in the appropriate mine. You start with the actual item, looks like a die. So 5, 5, 1, 4, 5, 5. There's a lot of 5s. 4 and 2. All right, so in this year, the mountains are closed. No dice means you cannot mine at the mountains. So yeah, that's something that, oh, it is open. Never mind, just kidding. I missed it. So everything's open. No 6s. If there's a 6 that's wild, you can make a mine more profitable with a 6, but we don't have that this time. All right, so now that that's done, we're going to take actions in player order. So let's say blue's first. We're going to have our player screen. The player screen is going to set up like an old player screen and do this kind of thing. The actions that we can take are as follows. You can take one of your miners, put it on a space, and pay that many gold in front of your screen. So because I'm not using the screen, I'm just going to put it on the board in front of the people so we know that that's their money. So if I took this blue guy, put it on the 1, I had to pay 1 coin. If I wanted to go all the way up here, I had to pay 6 coins. The higher, whatever miner's at top, they get priority of digging first, unless there's a tie, which we'll get into, or somebody has some people in reserve, or whoever has the most here. Like if the blue had 2 and everybody else had 1, blue would go first because they have more miners there. You could do that. Or if there was a 6, you could take a 6 from the center and add it to a mine, paying the value of all the other dice that are there. So if there was a 6 here, let's just say, let's get this dice. So say this 6 was here. I put it here. I had to pay 2 coins for that because there's 2 dice already at that mine. But now the mine is more profitable. So it could be worth it. It could not be worth it. That's just what's going on. Next action you can do is you can take a miner, put it in front of your screen to bring $3 that you spent back to be able to be used again. They don't come from the supply. They come directly from what you've already spent to put miners out back into your supply. Fourth thing you can do in this phase is pass. So say I had this miner here and this miner here. I could pass. What happens then is I take all the money back. So if I spend all this money, I take it all back behind my screen. And then the rest of my miners that I have left, I could put them in a reserve at a mine. So I could go over here. Basically what that's going to do is it's going to help me break ties. If purple also had a person at this mine, I had 2 people in reserve. I now have the majority here, even though they spent more money. So I have 3 miners. They have 1 for the purpose of digging for gold. Other than that, these people serve no purpose at all. They're just there to help me break ties or up my priority. So that's that. So that is what we're going to be doing right now. So let's go ahead and do it. So blue is first. And they need to get on mine. They're going to go over here because this looks like a great space. So that's going to cost them $3. So they take 3, they put it in front of their screen. And that's $3 that they can now no longer spend the rest of this round. Purple, they're up as well. They can't do 6. They don't want to pull anybody back, so they'll go out to a mine as well. I think they're going to try to go to the river. So they'll go to the river. They'll pay 1 coin. Put it right there so we don't get it confused. And then green, they're going to jump in over here with blue because it seems like a good idea, even though it's really expensive. But then let me show you some other things. So there's 4. That's $4. Then back to blue. Blue is going to come over here. It's $0, so they don't have to spend any money, which is good for them because they spent $3 going to that space. Purple is also going to go try to claim a free space. 0. Green is going to actually send a guy in front of the screen to take $3 back. That'll give them $5 for the rest of these 2 guys, but this guy cannot mine this time. He worked to get some money to help other miners go out. Blue, let's just go here. I'm going to keep spreading the love around. They'll pay a coin. Purple has a pile of money. How much money do they have? They're going to jump in over here. Pay a coin. And then green has some decent money. This one's going to flip a lot of cards, and we'll show you some of that. So they'll spend 2. Not a lot of cards, but some cards. Blue only has 2 coins left, so let's do this. They'll go here. They're going to go here, spend their last 2 coins. Purple, they have a pile of coins. They have 4 coins. Let's do this. They're going to come here. They'll pay the last of their 4. And then green has 3. They'll jump in over here for 3. So that's the rest of their coins. And then they come back to blue and say, I'm passed. All my guys are out. Pass, pass. We take all their coins back behind the screen. And then we will do the mining phase. So all the coins are back behind the screen now. All right. So now we're going to do mining. We'll start at the lake and we'll just go around. But what happens here is you have 3 different actions you can take during the mining. When you have a miner at the mine, you have 3 things you can do. You can collect a gold or a gemstone card, which we'll show in a little bit. Take your miner back without taking any card to get 2 coins from the bank. That's the only way you're going to be getting coins from the bank. That's it, is by taking your miner back and taking a couple coins. Or you can winter, which will basically be like another shot at getting better cards at the mine. I'm going to try to show all of these just so you can see what they do. So we'll start with the lake. So the way that you mine, it's pretty easy. You're going to take the number of dice times the number of people. So there's 4 dice times 2. We'll flip 8 cards at the lake. So what we're going to do here is we will take the cards and we'll flip them. Hopefully you can see all these. 1, 2, we'll resolve that when we're done. 3, 4, let's move this so we can see it a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So now, because we did a false alarm, first thing we have to do is We're going to reshuffle the gold, gem, and false alarm cards drawn from the mine and discard 1 card for each false alarm. This is actually a really good mine. There's a lot of silt, and there's actually no silt here. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle these cards. We're going to take one out randomly. So we'll discard 1. So we'll just discard this one without looking at it. And then we'll reflip. So now, ooh, okay, so now we have all these gold cards. We have 4, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, and the false alarm card still. All right. So we'll just go ahead and discard the false alarm because we can't take that card. All right. Now, starting with the player who has highest priority, or whoever has the most miners here, so in this case, green, they'll get first dibs at taking one of these cards. You get 1 card for every miner at this mine when it comes to you. So green can decide, do they want to take a card? Do they want to pull their guy back and take 2 coins? Or do they want to winter? So I think there's a pretty good card here. So they're going to go ahead and take their guy back, and they'll take the 4. When you take the 4, you just put it behind your screen, and so no one knows kind of what you're collecting. Then the blue. Blue's pretty happy with this mine too. So they're going to go ahead and take the 3, put it over here behind their mine, take their guy back, and that is that. So that's the resolving of the first mine. Nobody else is there, nobody wintered. We don't have to worry about these because these will get shuffled at the beginning of the next mining phase, so it doesn't matter. And then these can go away because that mine is now done. Then we're going to go to the river. So same thing, 2 dice times 3 people, 6 cards. So we'll get 1, ooh, silt. There's 15 silt in each of these, so 4, 5, 6. All right, so no special cards, but there is silt. So there's a tie, but green spent the most money, so they get first dibs. Green is going to collect to the gem. When you take a gem from the mine, you can no longer take that gem again. So they can't take this same gem from the river again because they already have it. You're trying to get all 5 of them. If you can get all 5 of the gems, you get 15 points, which is pretty good. So they'll just tuck that down with their other cards, take their guy back. Then blue is up next. Blue would like to get a 3. They'll take a 4. So they'll take the 4. And purple is actually going to take a 4 as well. Next mine, I'll probably show you winter because who knows what's going to happen there. 4. So just like in a game Thebes or a game like that, as you take the good cards out, the bad cards are going to remain. So the good cards will come out, but the silt will stay in there, making it harder to find good stuff. Then we're going to go to the mountains. 1 card times 1 person. 1 card. So 3 gold. So purple will actually take that. All right, that worked out all right. I'll take that. Take that person back. Forest, 1 card, 2 people, 2 cards. All right. So purple is going to take the gem because they get first priority. You don't want to pass up the gems because those are good. And then blue will take the 3 because they want that. So it looks like we're going to be wintering. I'm just going to winter in this next one just so you can see how it works. So it's 2 times 3. That's 6. 1, 2. There's some really good shuffles. There's not a lot of silt, which usually makes the life easier. 5, 6. All right. So we have these. So purple gets first dibs. They already have 1 gem. They're going to take another one. I'll take their guy back. All right. Green doesn't really want any of these. So they're actually just going to take their guy back, and they'll take $2. Okay, do that. And then blue's going to winter because they would like to get a higher number than that. So what happens now, when you winter, all these cards go to the bottom. And then you're going to flip cards again. You're going to roll the winter die. That's what this white die is. You're going to roll it. Then you're going to flip that many cards. Whoever's there will get a pick in low to high order this time of the cards that they want. I keep turning these upside down. Sorry. So silt, gold, silt, silt. All right. So now blue gets the choice between any of these cards. You can't take silt, so those are off the table. But he's going to take the 3 of brown, and he'll put that in his collection, take this away, and that is that. And that is the end of the first round. So then what happens is, everyone, this is going to pass. So pass to this player. Everyone's going to get a new worker, a new miner. We're each going to get an additional $1. We'll reshuffle all the decks. I'm not going to do that, but we'll reshuffle all the decks. Then we'll do all this again. Put these out where they go. Just like we did before. 3, 5. Man, 5s are rolling like mad. 3, dose, 1, 4. And then we'll keep playing. We're going to keep going like that until the end of the game. And then we're going to do scoring. Scoring works just like normal. You're going to add up all the points of your gold. 2 things. If you don't get gold from all the mines, you lose 5 points. You got to at least collect some kind of gold from each of the mine. Other thing is, if you get too much, whichever mine you have the most gold from becomes fool's gold, and all of those get discarded. So that's why you're trying to spread all the gold that you're finding out evenly, so I don't have 15 purple and like 9, 8, 7, 6 of the other ones, because then I wasted a lot of time in purple and I lost 15 points. So that's the whole point that you're trying to do there. So you're getting points for all your gems, your gold cards, and that's it. And whoever has the most points after all that is done, after the 5 rounds, is the winner. So that's how you play Fool's Gold. Let's go up the top, see what they think about it. All right, well, that was Fool's Gold. So first off, this was a game that we knew nothing about. We went to our local game store's Black Friday sale, and this was on the shelf, and we saw this box. This box art, I love it. It's Ian O'Toole, so you can see it's Ian O'Toole. It's got his signature all over it. And it looked amazing. And we read the back of the box and thought, man, we're going to be miners going and getting some cards and stuff. Seemed amazing. And best part about it all, $5. So if we thought for $5 we can take a chance on this. So we got this and like Madam Ching, which is also a great game. And we played this and we love it. It's so good. Like, this game gets no love. No one talks about it. It just like it vanished off the face of the earth. But this is one that we've played with everybody. We played with some friends who don't play games. We've played with our gaming group. We've played with some other friends. Anytime we can play this game and we have at least 3 people, because it needs to be 3, we just bust it out because it's awesome. It's so good. The player screen is amazing. I'll go into components a little bit. So the player screen shows you the breakdown of all the different types of cards that are in each mine. Actions you can do on the mining phase. Action you can do on the prospecting phase. It's incredible. The board has the same great art as this box does here. I'm not going to bust it out because it's packaged away. And the meeples are cool little miner meeples. And the dice are little, but they're good quality, and I like all that. This game's fantastic. I don't know what made people not like this game. I don't know why it doesn't get love, but it's up there with tons of other like push your luck set collection games. I don't understand why games like Quacks, for example, or Ink and Gold get a ton of love and this one doesn't. I don't know, maybe it's too long, maybe there's too many rules for what like effectively as simple of a game as it is. I don't understand. Everything is in this game is fantastic in my opinion. It boggles my mind that no one talks about this game. I've never heard it on anybody's lists, anything. It's a shame. It's just a shame. So all that being said, I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 on BGG. That's a pretty high rating, which is a 4.5 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Fool's Gold from Rock, Paper, Scissors Game Studios and Passport Game Studios. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.